All right. So question 6 asks us to explain the first 3 steps of lipolysis. Those would be the mobilization step, the transport and cellular uptake step, and the activation step. So the mobilization step starts with onset of exercise. With the onset of exercise, there is a release of a high concentration of different hormones. We have 4 mainly that are released on onset of exercise. 2 of them right away are going to be epinephrine and norepinephrine, and then after some duration, about 15 or so minutes, cytosol and growth hormone will also be released. But when those hormones get released, they just float around the blood until they bump into adipocytes. And adipocytes are the cells that store pretty much all of our triglycerides. When the hormones and the adipocytes make that interaction and bump into each other, it activates a enzyme called hormone-sensitive lipase. And hormone-sensitive lipase is responsible for breaking the bonds between glycerol and the 3 free fatty acids that are attached to glycerol to form the triglyceride. After that, then we move on to the transport and cellular uptake step, where albumin, a protein in the plasma, will come and facilitate the transport of the free fatty acids through the bloodstream, as they cannot move through the blood independently. Albumin carries the free fatty acids through the bloodstream until they reach a muscle cell, in which then the fatty acids must approach the sarcolemma fatty acid binding protein, which facilitates the diffusion of fatty acids into the muscle cell. That binding protein does determine how many fatty acids can pass through at a time, and whether or not they are necessary. And then once the free fatty acids are in the muscle cell, in the cytoplasm, we move on to the activation step. This is when that free fatty acid is bound to coenzyme A through the use of acetyl coenzyme A synthase, or ACOA synthase, and that, with the use of one ATP molecule, is going to create our fatty acetyl coenzyme A, which will be used and moved in the next 2 steps.